All right, you guys, I want to thank you for joining me again on another Whiskey Wednesday. On this episode, I really want to talk about what I think is going to happen in 2025 with Harley-Davidson, what I think that we're going to expect from them when it comes to the 2025 model year release. So, a big thing for me that I'm always focused on is following kind of the trends of what Harley Davidson has been doing. And if you're like me and you've been following them for quite a while, you know that most years the only difference to Harley Davidson is going to be the colors of the motorcycles that they release. That's not a shocker to a lot of you guys that have been diehard loyalists that have followed the brand your whole life. You know that about every 10 years or so, Harley Davidson will put out a new engine. When that new platform is released, they'll release a couple small things here and there over the course of those years, but the main upgrade you're going to get is going to be a warranty and some colors. So I also wanted to talk about Penelope. This is Penelope Toasted. This is a barrel strength whiskey from them. It is a bourbon. It's absolutely delicious. The smell is like, I don't want to throw you guys off here, but it kind of smells like a really high quality Jim Beam. So if you're used to that smell of that Jim Beam, it's kind of right along the lines of that, at least in smell. It's very complex. It's also very smooth. The toasted gives you a little bit more ABV, so you're getting a little bit more alcohol in there, and you could kind of taste it. It is a lot stronger. But what I really wanted to focus on, a lot of people are speculating that since Harley-Davidson released the M8, they kind of been slimming down on the options that they give you, which is true. We've seen them take away quite a few models of motorcycles. We're streamlined now to where we have a Softail Standard, a Street Bob, and a Lowrider S in like that kind of sporty mid-level motorcycle for the cruisers. Then we seen that they took away a lot of the other special models last year. So you're either getting a road glide or you're getting a street glide. That's it. I think this year, a lot of people are speculating that they're going to do away with the limited. I don't think they're going to do away with the limited. I think they're just going to add the new fairings to them. I also think what's going to happen is that with the Road King, that they're probably only going to offer one Road King like we've been seeing, but hopefully they do something more premium with it, and hopefully they increase the engine size as well. I think they're going to do a 121 on that, but we're going to see. So I really think that they need to focus more on performance than they are going to focus on color. But like you guys have seen, when the M8 first came out, they ran so many of the same models, and for the next 5 years, all we got were different colors. Now they did the big update with the fairing on all their touring models. I think something huge is coming. I really hope that they do the inverted front suspension on the Street Glide and the Road Glide. If they don't, I think they're missing a mark, at least with performance-minded riders. But we're going to see as that goes forward. It's very smooth. There's a slight heat up front. There's a slight little burn up front, but you could really taste almost a caramel brown sugar note in there. And as it sits on your palate, as you swish it around in your mouth a little bit, you can taste some of that sweetness and some of that oak, and you do get a real nice charred finish on it. This is a really, really, really nice sipping bourbon. Probably one of my favorites to date. One of my good friends turned me on to it, and this has been my go-to sipping whiskey. So whenever I come home or it's really cold outside or it's been a long day at work, pour myself a little bit of this and I just sip on it. The finishing note is almost like a butterscotch. It's not really too floral. You do get a really, really clean bourbon scent to this. So this is something like a lot of people wear like bourbon colognes. I would compare this scent to what you would be smelling in one of those colognes. The butterscotch note is definitely in there. Very strong on the aftertaste is like that butterscotch, almost like a cinnamon caramel. Very good bourbon. This is probably one of the best. It is definitely the best I've had from Penelope so far. They have a couple different flavors and releases that they did. They have like a rose bourbon, and they always do something different, but this is definitely kind of a higher end bourbon. But getting back into Harley-Davidson, I really don't think that they are going to do the inverted front end as much as I want to see it. The only reason why I say that is because I don't think that there's been enough time since this new release last year with the new updated fairing for them to actually push the envelope and give you a lot more on those models. They dropped the price significantly last year, so for what they offered you on a base model street glide or a road glide, you would have had to have paid $5,000-$6,000 more the previous year to get those features. I really want to see them do something in the Road King platform. I think that they've really dropped the ball on the Road King over the last couple years, and I really hope they put a 121 in it. I don't think they're going to. I think they might give it a 117. They might put it on par with the other bikes, but we're going to see going forward. I really hope that they do because that's one of my favorite models in the touring lineup. I don't know what they're going to do with the Heritage, but I really hope they focus strongly on the Softail platform and they kind of expand on that this year. I think they really dropped the ball because those bikes are so beautiful, and to look at them, I would say that that's your first step into touring with Harley-Davidson is the Heritage. They call it the Cruiser, but it comes with the hard bags. It comes with lockable bags. It also comes with the front windshield. The only thing you are missing is a radio. And let's face it, most of us that are in the Cruiser platform don't really care too much about a radio. I know they're going to do something crazy with the colors this year. They're going to have some CVO models. They're going to focus a lot on these RevTech engines. But my guess is that everything's going to stay the same. You're going to see some colors, and you might see a larger engine on the Road King. But other than that, I think it's just going to be another year from Harley-Davidson where we're going to wait a few more before we get some serious innovation like we got last year. Well, you guys let me know if there's a bourbon or a whiskey that you would like to see me review. Let me know down below. If you guys have an opinion on what's going to happen in 2025, please let me know down below. Harley's doing a real good job at keeping everything secret this year. We haven't seen any leaks, any real information. The only reason why I would think they would do something crazy with the Street Glide or the Road Glide is just based on the fact that they were almost like a afterthought, I would say. They changed that front fairing, but then everybody jumped on it, and now they have to do something else to keep us interested this year. So we'll see what happens going forward. Thank you guys for watching. Penelope Toasted, I highly recommend this if you are a bourbon drinker and you really like deep and complex bourbons. This is one for you. On a score of 1 to 10, I would give this a 9, solid 9. It does everything it needs to do. And one of my first whiskeys I ever drank, first bourbons I ever drank, was Jim Beam. And this kind of gives you that hint of a Jim Beam, but so much more complex and so much more flavor. You guys have a great rest of your week.